members of parliament are trying to get to the bottom of the decision that was taken by the on-leave Minister Senzo Mchunu around the disbandment of the political killings task team on New Year's Eve last year. Now, of course, if I can reflect perhaps maybe on his testimony in terms of justifying that decision, he's saying that he felt that he needed to step in because the political killings task team had been operating between 2019 and 2022, and the term of office was being renewed on an annual basis. And he says after 2022, this was not happening, and he felt that that task team was actually now operating illegally, and the Department of Police would be flagged for irregular expenditure if they continue to pour money into that task team. Hence, he took that decision. And the second issue is that due to the ongoing budget cuts in the police, he felt that the money that was actually allocated to that task team should be redirected to the murder and robbery unit, where that unit would be actually taking in the capacity that was within the task force and assist in that unit, so that all the South Africans are actually assisted from a central point other than this task team, which was largely, according to him, seen as only servicing mostly KwaZulu-Natal. So he's tried to defend himself, and he's reiterated that had he to be revisiting his decision, he would not come to any different conclusion. He would still maintain the disbandment of that political killings task team. And of course, he's also confirmed that he was the person who actually signed the letter that issued that directive. Ayanda, maybe let's take a listen to Senzo Mchunu, the police minister, was on special leave, in terms of how he responded to members of the Ad Hoc Committee.
Factually, it's me who wrote the letter. Factually, okay. It's me who wrote immediately, and as I say, I had no solid view at the time on the date of the funeral, how I would deal with the matter. It only came once I settled at home for a few days, processing this in my mind.
Right, so that was the police minister responding to a question there around whether or not he is the one who took the lead in that letter that was written on the 30th or signed on the 31st of December, Bulelani. And this piece of information is important because the KZN top corporate in Ntantla Mkhwanazi had initially told the committee that he believes that somebody else may have written the letter and Senzo Mchunu just signed it off. The minister saying, absolutely not. I completely took charge of that decision, and in fact went on to later on in the day explain that he only consulted after the fact.
Most definitely, Ayanda. Of course, the other questions that will have to be answered by Senzo Mchunu is whether did any external parties play a role in influencing his decision-making of issuing that directive. The other inquisition is whether were there nefarious agendas that were behind that particular decision. Of course, the question you raised much earlier is around the relationship that he has with this middleman, Brown Mogotsi, because Mogotsi happened to have classified information that he was sharing with this alleged underworld boss, Kurt Matlala. So the evidence leaders have been at pains in terms of trying to check whether does the minister know Mr. Kurt Matlala, who is currently in prison. And as you've indicated, that there was this evidence that was given that, in fact, Minister Mchunu had actually sought a sworn statement from Kurt Matlala while he is in a high-security prison, a sworn statement, rather, that would confirm that they don't know each other. Of course, he's told the committee that he's never met him, nor has he ever seen him. But the question that has been arising from some members of the committee was, if he doesn't know Kurt Matlala, why would he then voluntarily go and seek this one statement that would actually distance himself from knowing him? So that's a question that we can expect to come out of these proceedings today. But again, I must emphasize that one of the biggest shocks, actually, at least on my part, is that the evidence leader, Advocate Norman Arends, says he's going to bring a witness here that actually will testify that Minister Senzo Mchunu has a business relationship with Kat Matlala, and that Mr. Matlala was sponsoring his son. And in addition to that, he is saying that the witness will actually allege that Mr. Senzo Mchunu is actually being funded by Kat Matlala for his campaign to be the next ANC president or deputy president, rather. So those are some of the interesting issues that come out of this testimony of the minister. But of course, in the end, we'll have to check the relationship of Brown Mogotsi, who was the person who had actually sent this letter from Minister Mchunu that issued the directive of the disbandment of the political killing task team. And there's suspicion that he may have been well aware of the decision prior that decision being taken. I think let's go back to yesterday's proceedings where Minister Mchunu explains his relationship with Mogotsi. Let's take a listen.
What complicated things, in my view, is that when General Mkhwanazi made his statement on the 6th of July, he then tells the public something twisted. He says, Minister Mchunu said he doesn't know Brown Mogotsi in Parliament, which I never said. I never said. But he tells the public something twisted, saying, I said in Parliament, I don't know Mogotsi. When I actually said I don't know the person who was on the phone, not Mogotsi, and that was not Mogotsi. He told that to fit his narrative, if he was not making a genuine error on his part, one of the two, he can explain what he was doing, whether it was an error or he said something to the public that suited, that was calculated to suit his narrative. I never said in the portfolio committee, I don't know Mogotsi. I said he is not my associate.
Well, there you have it. Denials, deflections, and in some instances, counter-allegations. Bulelani Phillip rounding off our live reporting from Parliament. Bulelani, thanks very much indeed.